Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I woke up around 2 a.m. last night, and I made the mistake of checking my phone, and I hopped on the Twitters, and I saw tons of people flipping out about the price of XRP, and I thought, oh god, what happened? So I went ahead and checked my blockfolio, which I actually don't even update. I just use it to look at whatever the market rate of XRP is, and it looked like it was about where it was last time I checked. I guess it had been a while. I think it was, I can't remember what, it was like 28 cents or something like that. Well, I found out that it went up a lot higher than I'd realized. It went up a good bit after I made my last video where I was talking about price, and so people were flipping out, and of course Bitcoin was down, this and that. And so I even considered making a video at like 2 a.m. just to try and like calm people down, but I was sleepy and went back to bed. But I understand. It's like people have this tendency to just have these emotional responses, and I just, to me, look, I don't have a financial background, so I'm not going to offer advice. I think it's a fun thing to talk about, and so like don't buy or sell because of me, but from my perspective, emotionally responding like that just makes no damn sense. And so I'll run through this, but here's a headline from Cointelegraph. $1 billion liquidated as Bitcoin price crashes by $1,400 in minutes. And some people are also questioning, how the hell could it go down so quickly, so fast? Well, that's not the first time that's ever happened. And I will tell you that I suspect a lot of it just has to do with stop losses. It's not like humans, I mean, sure, some humans were manually trading, got that. But I think that it was already set up to, like, Bitcoin goes low enough, it's just an automated chain of events. That seems to always happen. But there's all sorts of reason to be positive. This is likely from what most chart analysts are saying, and I'm not a chart analyst, but from what I'm reading, most seem to think this is just a temporary pullback. For some, it was kind of expected. And you've got one prominent individual, a chart analyst, who's stating that Bitcoin's going to be going, it's on track right now to make it to $100,000. And you can imagine what that would mean for XRP, because XRP is tethered to the price action of Bitcoin. Undeniable fact of life. So we'll be getting into all this, but before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would certainly appreciate it. And also, if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right spot, son. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel to join the echo chamber. All right, let's jump in. So we got XRP at 28.7 cents. Guys, that's not such a bad place to be. Can I just say that? You got Bitcoin at $11,124. You got the crypto market cap at $333 billion. I'm rounding there. And so take a look here still. When I reported on price just yesterday, the 30-day here, and I'll get the 30-day chart for you again so you can see. I mean, I understand it's not at its local high, which I will show you in a second. But yesterday when I made a video about this, 24 hours ago, the 30-day increase for the price of XRP was like 64, 65%. I'm going from memory. It was around there. Well, right now it's at 62.83%. It's like, chill out, bro. Like, it's okay. It's just, nothing terrible or horrendous is happening. Even if it goes lower, so what? And you've got Bitcoin, it's only up 22.37%, so XRP continues to outperform Bitcoin over the last 30 days. Well, how about that? And I know that doesn't matter. I just like to say it because, the narrative of the Bitcoin maxis, Bitcoin outperforming XRP, they never talk about it when the inverse happens. Do you remember this tweet I shared with you yesterday? I am bringing this up for a reason. I wrote this: waiting for Tether to print more Tether that's not backed by anything to take back the number 3 market cap spot from XRP. And for those of you not in the know, XRP was briefly put into the number 4 spot in terms of market cap purely because Tether printed a bunch more Tether, and it's always worth $1. So by printing enough Tether, you could supplant Ethereum, you could supplant Bitcoin. And so I was joking there. I was only half joking, though. Waiting for Tether to print more Tether. It's not backed by anything to take that number 3 spot back. Well, they're coming. Take a look at this. Shout out to @SquillyBobJones on the Twitters, who tagged me and wrote LOL, to which I responded, oh, sweet Jesus. So what was the tweet in question? Well, from Whale Alert, 250 million USDT, that's Tether, minted at Tether Treasury. There you go. Another 250. They're already up over 6 billion before this, since like March. This is insane. And so, look, I understand that this can mean that new money's entering the market, and so it's necessary to have it with their particular model. But I'm with David Schwartz, who is Ripple's CTO, co-creator of the XRP Ledger, and I am not convinced that this is going to end well. It's not sufficiently backed by anything, and what happens when confidence goes out the window and something terrible happens? I don't suppose this will end well. And so I've never used Tether, but if you do, just be careful, okay? Just be careful. I personally would never, even if I were going to use Tether for some reason, I would not keep anything in there for any notable period of time. Just saying. So into this piece now from Cointelegraph. $1 billion liquidated as Bitcoin price crashes by $1,400 in minutes. The price of Bitcoin and Ethereum's Ether plunged by 13% and 21% respectively within minutes on August 2nd. By the way, I should mention this too. I meant to do it before moving forward. The 24-hour high for XRP was 32.3 cents. That's awesome. So I didn't even see that as it was happening because I wasn't paying attention to the price after I made my last video at price, and then I ultimately went to sleep, and then I saw it was around 28 cents, and I was like, yeah, that's about what I thought it would be at. People just losing their freaking minds. So yeah, I understand. So going from 32.3 cents down to the 24-hour low of 27.3 cents, although actually it's a 24-hour low, so I guess it could have been before the drop. Yeah, maybe it was. But regardless, guys, like I said, it's going to be okay. But anyway, the move liquidated more than $1 billion worth of futures contracts as Bitcoin/USD dropped from around $12,000 to as low as $10,550. So obviously, even to this point, it seems to have rebounded a bit. There appear to be two main reasons behind the sudden cascade of liquidations. First, the volume in the cryptocurrency market tends to drop during weekends, and second, the market was heavily swayed to longs or buyers. And so the cryptocurrency market tends to see large liquidations during the weekend. The liquidity often drops as there are fewer active traders in the market. Lower volume leads to massive price movements as cryptocurrencies become more vulnerable. So, okay, fair enough. Mass liquidations become more likely during the weekends because large liquidations can trigger a cascade of liquidations, which is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. When a long contract gets liquidated, as an example, it forces the buyer to market sell, causing selling pressure. And again, some of this would be automated. As hundreds of millions of dollars worth of long contracts began to get liquidated, Bitcoin and Ether dropped rapidly. Of course, same for XRP. Bitcoin declined from $12,000 to $10,600 within 15 minutes, while Ether declined from $417 to $300. And so some people think, oh my God, what is this? Is the system rigged? Well, only in the sense that whales are a real thing. So, that could be a factor in it. But other than that, with how automated everything is, these types of rapid price movements are fairly common, frankly. This is not surprising to see. You don't always necessarily know when it's going to happen, but to me, it's not that surprising, really. Next, here's a tweet that Frecky ultimately tagged me in and wrote the following here. Try to think long-term. Don't let current price action jade your long-term vision. Have the fundamentals improved or not? If so, why are you worried today? If you are a new investor in the space, good read. And so I wanted to at least touch on this a bit. It's a piece from CNBC from December 18th, 2018. At one point, Amazon lost more than 90% of its value, but long-term investors still got rich. And so this is why I always go back to, and look, again, not financial advice, I'm sharing my opinion, but there's all sorts of data indicating people that emotionally buy and sell, whether it's crypto or the stock market, they get hosed. And so don't let don't FOMO, don't panic sell. That's my approach anyway. You do what you want to do. I'm just trying to make you aware of information so that you can make your own decisions, consult with a financial advisor, do all that stuff. But with technology stocks garnering renewed scrutiny, it's helpful to take a look back at one company that has weathered some of the most severe market downturns and serious doubts from Wall Street: Amazon. Betting on the online bookstore wasn't always a sure thing. Amazon's journey from tiny garage startup to one of the most valuable companies in the world has paid off for investors, but shareholders needed a strong stomach. In the early 1990s, Jeff Bezos walked away from a Wall Street career with an outlandish idea to sell books on the World Wide Web. Yes, that used to sound outlandish. In 1994, he launched Amazon.com. I found this fact on a website that the web was growing at 2,300% per year, Bezos told CNBC in a 2001 interview about his early foray into book selling. The idea that sort of entranced me was that this idea of building a bookstore line. And so it's worth noting that the world of crypto is expanding even today, and so is specifically the world of XRP. I've shown you charts in the past. I don't have it pulled up for this video, but we're very close to 2 million XRP account activations. That's only happening, I mean, unless you really believe that it's the same people that are starting new accounts over and over and over again. I mean, technically there would be some of that, but it's because people are entering the space. There's all sorts of evidence, and that's an important metric to track. This is growing quickly, and especially when rallies happen, it just gets exponentially bigger, right? And so they go on to talk about the dot-com bubble. I don't really want to run through this whole thing, but it's just it's worth being aware of this concept, because this is kind of where we are with cryptocurrency, the crypto asset class. People don't know what's going on, and that's a big part of why things are volatile. And the other part is because markets are illiquid. That's a huge reason as to why there's such volatility. Put those two together, and my gosh, it's crazy. So yeah, Amazon dropped over 90%, and what's it worth today? See, there were some winners that were born out of this whole ecosystem, and I think that's going to be the case for crypto. I think some of these cryptocurrencies, most of them perhaps, almost certainly, will go the way of the dodo, my favorite avian creature. You are missed. Much love, dodo. But that needs to happen. And so this is a fun little experiment, and there will be some winners, right? Next, take a look at this here. This is from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin now perfectly on track to $100,000, says stock to flow creator. Plan B, the well-known creator of the contested stock to flow model, believes Bitcoin is now well on track to reach $100,000 as the price has risen to yearly highs. The optimistic sentiment coincides with the shift in momentum from alternative cryptocurrencies or altcoins to Bitcoin. And he said, quote, I can't make a chart for you now at sea. That sounds fun. But stock to flow model perfectly on track. And the piece continues. At the same time, the price of Bitcoin has increased by 17% this week as it broke through a major 3-year trend line. As Cointelegraph reported, traders seemingly expect Bitcoin to test higher resistance levels in the near term. And it ultimately did. So this was before the most recent crash that we were talking about, but this doesn't change the outlook for this at all. That's not how stock to flow works. But altcoin declined, particularly in the past 72 hours when the price of Bitcoin started to rally, as they note here. So again, we'll see if Bitcoin hits $100,000. It doesn't seem outside of the realm of possibility to me. And if that does indeed happen, even if XRP lags behind, as historically it does, it will have its day. That's my opinion. Anyway. All right, now into this piece from the Daily Hodl. Data-Dash, 2 crypto newcomers will surge alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP in new bull cycle. Crypto analyst Nicholas Merton says 2 mid-cap crypto assets will soar along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP as a new bull market emerges. And so the primary reason I wanted to highlight this is because they're acknowledging XRP. He's acknowledging XRP is absolutely going to be part of this next bull market, which is coming, even though he is not a fan of Ripple and XRP. So how about that? On the latest episode of Data Dash, Merton says a broad correction in the altcoin markets is offering investors a chance to hop in before the next big rally explodes. He says traders should keep an eye on the relative crypto newcomers Cardano and Tezos in preparation for the next bullish breakout. And here's his quote. Now that we have had this pullback here, it does provide an opportunity for some bulls who have missed out on a lot of this kind of exponential portion of the rally to get back in. The major thing to focus on is, I think, really a lot of the large caps and a lot of the established protocols. So some of the new emerging protocols, I know some of you are going to be excited for me to say this. Plays like Cardano, plays like Tezos, some of the other ones alongside of the large caps like Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, this is going to be our major focus here. So clearly he believes that XRP is going to be a major piece of this, and how could it freaking not? It really is, because look, the crypto, this is such nascent markets. Yeah, absolutely. Like I keep saying, XRP is going to just follow Bitcoin. That's why, from my perspective, okay, I appreciate what traders do for real. I actually do, but I generally feel like, let's not overcomplicate this. For a decade, everything's just been following Bitcoin in big picture. And I know that you could point out, like when XRP went from 20-something cents to almost $4, it didn't line up and correlate with Bitcoin, but that's why I always say you need to zoom out on a chart, my friend. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!